Hello friends, we are going to write a program today on the TI-84 calculator to find the slope of a line between 2 points. So we're going to use our basic slope formula here. If we're given 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, we plug in those coordinates and that'll give us a slope. On the graphing calculator, when we're going to write a program, use the program button right here. Notice the keystrokes will come up down here in this window. And I want to create a new program. So I'm going to right arrow over to the word new. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to allow me to type in the name. Notice the A is flashing here in the cursor. That means the alpha lock is on. If you wanted to turn that on, you'd hit second alpha, but it's already on. So now I'm going to type in the keys using the letters above. So slope is going to be the LN button, followed by the open parenthesis, the 7, the 8, and the sign key for E. Once that's done, I hit enter. Now the program is just a series of steps. So I'm going to be showing you how to find some of these things. Now I'm in the program editor, and if I hit the program key from here, the first thing I want to do is just tell the calculator to clear the screen. So hit the program key, you can see here, I right arrow over to the input-output menu, and if I scroll down to the number 8, it says clear home. That'll clear the whole screen. So I can just hit the number 8. So now that steps in. I hit enter and I'm into the next step. Next thing I want to do is tell the calculator to ask for the x1 coordinate, the y1 coordinate, etc. So to do that, I'm going to tell it to display. So program key, right arrow, and number 3 is display. And when I hit display, anything I put in quote marks will be shown on the calculator. So I'm going to go back to that alpha lock. I'm going to hit second and the alpha key. And then right here, the plus sign is a set of quote marks. And now I can type in input x1. So that's what I'm going to do using the same method. Now when I get to this blank space, the 0 key gives me a blank space. And I want to put x and 1. But 1 is a number. So I have to turn the alpha lock off. Hit the number 1, then hit alpha and the plus sign to close the quote. I'm going to hit enter. So this step is going to clear the screen. This step is going to tell it to write the words input x1. Next thing I want to do is tell the calculator that the next thing going in will be the x1 value. So I'm going to put program, input output, and number 1 is input. And then I have to tell the calculator what variable the number for the x1 coordinate is going to be. And I'm going to make that alpha A. Enter. Now I'm going to follow these steps again. I'm going to put input x2, input y1, input y2, and after each display line, I'm going to put input B, C, and D. So there's display, input x2, input B. Here's input y1, and put it in cell C. And display input y2, input D. Notice you can pause this podcast and all the keystrokes that I hit, I'm just doing it without the podcast running to save time. All right, that's the worst of it. Now I'm just going to take those variables and do some math. And this is the math I'm going to do. I'm going to do y2, which we put in cell D, and subtract y1, which we put in C, and B, which we put in A, and then we're going to store this whole thing in another memory cell, M. So this is straightforward. Open parenthesis, alpha D minus alpha C, close parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, alpha B minus alpha A, close the parenthesis, and we are now going to store that result in the cell for M. So here's the store button. And if we hit alpha M, that's going to store the slope right there in M. I hit enter, and now I just need to display M. So I hit program, display, and this time I'm not displaying words, I'm displaying an actual variable. So I just hit alpha M, and the slope will come up. To get out, I hit second quit. To access the program, I hit the program key. I go to slope, which is number 4, and I hit enter. And as it asks me for the values, I just put in the points, and when I hit enter, there's the slope. Check out part 2 to make it better.